It's already been. Oh, thank you, Lynn, for recording.
No worries. What's her name?
Christy. I don't know her last name. She
Oh,
used to work with
okay.
Ian.
Yeah, she's going to Cosmo with me.
Yeah, exactly. I don't
That's
know that I'm gonna make
awesome.
it. I don't know that I'm gonna be able to make it to Mexico.
Oh
But
no.
yeah. But anyway, so let me bring up the notes here. Yes. All right. But yeah, so she'll be. Edith told me that I will be bringing her in on the Kagent side. So looking forward to that. All right, Jet, you've got competition now. Just kidding. It's been amazing seeing the pace of things happening now that Jet has joined the team. So that's been freaking awesome. Can y'all see the notes? Yes. Okay. So I see we have an agenda here. What is Josh? Yes. Yes. Sure. All these things seem great. No? Why did that go away? Wait, what? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. All right. So we started recording. Yeah. Welcome everyone to Tuesday, January 20th edition of All Things Agentic Kagent Community Meeting. It was a pretty good week in terms of merging and different things going to Kagent. I can just quickly do a little scrolling. First of all, we removed Josh Bell, I believe his name is. I don't know if he's here today, but I'm pretty sure he's the Ancestry folk. Removed some unnecessary code and locks from the controller and added some tests, which is awesome. Now that transactionality is happening in the database, which is great. Jet merged official support for Bedrock, which is also great. I know that a lot of people are using Amazon models, despite how I feel about it. I'm just kidding. No, this is awesome. Just it'll unlock a lot of use cases, and I know there were some like proxies being used before and stuff, but this is now will allow native usage, which is great. Another thing that I wanted to bring up, model streaming. So this is actually something that we had in the original Kagent in Autogen, which it feels like a million years ago. But was removed because there were some bugs. But again, Jet took this one over the line. So now you can actually stream the results. I haven't tried it myself, so there may, yonder may be dragons, but definitely a good step. The
So
next
what's the
one,
scenario for that configuration model streaming? Is it like when I send video or images to the model from the?
no. So do you remember, Lynn, how when you used to use Kagent, it would act like ChatGPT and it would stream you the results? So it'll be like that. Instead of waiting for the whole thing to finish, it'll send you the text one chunk at a time. So it
basically,
looks like it's thinking.
In completion, you every time sending all this array of things again and again, and it's like a lot of things. In streaming, it's supposed to be more efficient.
Okay,
Yes, exactly.
Cool. It sounds like Jet is going to demo it too, so that's awesome.
Yeah. Then the next one that I want to bring up is the exposing A2A agents via MCP. That's something we've been talking about for a long time. So I'm really excited about that. Jet's going to be demoing that as well. Also, he did it.
Is it today? It's ready.
Oh yeah, it's merged. Wow. I told you, Dimitri. I told you once Jet joined, everything would change.
Yeah. Awesome.
So once, anyway, so he's going to demo that as well, and obviously, there might be additional things we want to add, et cetera, and so really, really excited about that because I know that's something that we've been talking about for a while, and I'm really excited about it too. So, I think that's. And also Kevin Shalaga, who's also a member solo. He's not on the engineering side, he's on the field side, but he's been contributing some PRs because I know he uses Kagent OSS at his. He also he has another job, or he consults for some. Anyway, he's also using Kagent OSS there a bunch, and so he's been putting it through the paces and helping us fix bugs and add a bunch of different stuff. So, yeah, it's been a pretty busy, pretty awesome week for Kagent. Super excited about that. Yeah, so that is, I think, all I have to talk about. I'm trying to think if I have any other. No, that's it for me.
Since we speak about streaming and MCP and A2A, right? If we put all of the things together, I have one question. When we have multi-agents, so we call from one agent, we call another agent via tool, right? We currently kind of like losing a bit of interactive feedback and what's going on. You call MCP, and if the downstream agent is doing some other calls and some other things, you don't see it really upstream, like there is no activity. And because it's actually under our control, and MCP has this, like a progress notification supported in the recent version, maybe we can look on it and maybe we can make it a little bit more like interactive using this progress notification back and propagate A2A upstream to kind of show that, for example, for each downstream call of MCP or for each kind of some meaningful event, we can kind of show some progress on the root agent. Do you think it will be useful?
Yeah, so 100%. I would love to. I think part of the here, let me
like maybe you doing this already now when you exposing it outside.
No,
but
so
because when I tried like in Cursor to connect MCP with this progress, so I did as a part of Kagent tools a simple tool which was just a timer with a countdown, like some seconds, and I was sending back progress. For example, if Cursor understand that this is like a progress MCP and it was showing this inside the box, nicely, so you can have
cool.
like a you can have like this progress, or you can, there are different ways to show it up. And I think if we will enhance our internal agent-to-agent call via MCP with kind of notification and this, it would be more responsive.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, what I think we should do is do it.
maybe.
But anyway, no, I agree 1000%. Part of the problem is that the interface for tools is not streaming in ADK. So we're just gonna have to do some finagling.
No, they have a pull request for that, and it's in November specification. There are some things already coming there. We can review it. Okay.
Wait,
there are
in MCP or in ADK?
In ADK client and in latest MCP both. It's I'll add PR to the comments. Okay, so we can take it further.
That would be great. So that's what I need to see, because right now I remember, at least when I wrote it, right, the tool interface in ADK was not streaming, so it couldn't.
No. There is a specific pull request, and under it you can see some progress where it was merged.
Oh, cool.
I think it's.
Well then, I don't know. I'm out of date. How do you keep up with this stuff?
No, I think someone was bringing this to the Discord. I think,
okay.
And also, I was looking into it specifically for that progress. So.
Oh yeah. Cool. Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, you see, it's tool set and on progress messages. Even if it's not there, we can actually wrap it ourselves. If you there are different things, but it needs to be done in the proper way. So our Kagent SDK will include it, and then because we tested it with Bring Your Own and it works kind of. So I think it.
Oh, cool.
We can upgrade it in our baseline.
Yeah. So one bug that we found recently, actually, that I want to bring to people's attention. Speaking of MCP toolsets, if you're using Kagent today, right now, every agent from a given pod, no matter who it's called from, all that will have the same MCP session ID. And it's a bug with half ADK and half Kagent. So just so you know, if you're
so we are not randomizing it, you mean, or we are?
So there's
Because
some.
by-
It's because of how we're using the library. When the app first gets a request, it creates a session ID, and then it never creates another one. It uses that one for every operation going forward for the entire lifetime of the pod.
So what's the impact to the user? Does it mean the session context is carry over between my calls, or does it mean maybe the strange authentication and authorization?
It really means that, like, if the backend is relying in any way on sessions, it will be it won't actually be related to the session, right? It'll actually be related to the lifetime of the pod and not the lifetime of the session. So if the backend is relying on using sessions, then there will be commingling of session data.
But the agent by default doesn't use session ID, I assume.
We have our own session ID. So, but that particular session ID, we don't use that session ID. That's the MCP one.
Okay.
And we don't have any stateful MCP servers. But
no, sorry. You're saying the MCP session, not the session of the agent, right? The agent session
Correct.
is okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
the agent session is fine.
Got it.
Okay. And so the reason we found this is that it's also a bug in Agent Gateway, where in Agent Gateway, policy is applied when the session is created and then never again. So we had a bug. We had this bug.
I see how.
Yeah, you see, where I was like, we would update the policy and then nothing would change, and I was like, John, what happened?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, the impact. Okay, that makes sense.
I think the reason for that might be when the agent is initialized, it's actually trying to initialize tools, and probably by MCP specification session initialized on the first call, and then it keep it. So basically that's because we start the runtime keeps it forever. Yes, clear.
Yeah, so there's a PR here to fix it. I don't love this implementation, but me and JM are going to talk about it more. But this is so I'll log this in the.
Eitan, what's the current direction of the implementation, or what did you not like about the current direction of it right now?
Well, what do I not like? The fact that it uses has adder twice.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's just gross, right? Like the fact that you have to check the private members of the class and it's just weird, it feels like there's a better way where we can just properly construct a new agent on every call or something.
It has some implications. Basically, the functionality, usually you don't really need this thing, okay? But in some cases, when you rely on persistence, if you, for example, imagine you use MCP as a coding agent or something, and you want to get back to the same pod again and again. So Agent Gateway has now this functionality to stateful routing for the right pod and everything. And actually, if you initialize it not correct way, then you will be hitting the wrong pod and or all kinds of stuff.
Exactly. So there's a bunch of potential issues here. So we're definitely going to solve this, both in Kagent.
But sorry, why we can't just initialize the MCP session with the ADK session? Because ADK session is the same kind of context initially when we start.
So that's what I tried, but then JM, so the other guy, he's not here today because he's helping with something else, but he helped me work on this. He said that just creating the agent again didn't work, and that he actually had to close. He had to close an existing agent. But anyway, I'm going to catch up with him about it. But that's what we're going to do. That's the plan, is that we're going to essentially recreate the session based on the session from the agent, right? That's the plan.
Yeah, please add me to the review because it has some impact on our internal work when this.
But definitely. So I do want to let me just add that to the notes. Okay, agenda jet, agents MCP demo. Dimitro, let's just let that go in window. Dimitro.
But by the way, you probably seen there was some hackathon with Dennis, and he was inviting me there to the last like a final session of that hackathon as a kind of judging some results and so on.
Yeah,
And there was a demo with a Kagent, with multi-agent. And there was one comment which I remembered. They complained that A2A protocol sometimes takes a bit of time to initialize, like all the skills and querying, one agent querying another. Anyone else notice it? Any slowness when you use like several agents with A2A or something like that?
I haven't noticed anything specific with A2A. I mean, I think in general, the agents take a while, but I don't know that I've narrowed it down. I haven't done like I haven't dug into exactly what the bottlenecks are, but I've definitely seen some slowness.
Yeah,
what's
because
the scale of slowness were you seeing, Dimitro?
It actually takes time to kind of query all the skills, to kind of one agent is trying to communicate to other agents to understand who is there, like reading all the skills and again thinking what can be used. And then it's I think it's with a higher number of sub agents or tools, it might be noticeable. Like it's become like if you use like conversational agent on front, where you do voice agent and then it translates to A2A and then translates to another A2A, it's become a bit slow. So I'm probably we might need to look into the initial skill, like maybe some kind of pre-caching, or improve the way one agent can quickly read the skills of all the others to kind of maybe preload it or something like this.
Lynn, do you know what Google's plan is for A2A?
No, I don't know.
Honestly, I feel like A2A hasn't. I don't know Google's plan. First of all, I feel like A2A hasn't taken a lot of momentum, so I honestly am not sure if that's the thing. I know we betted on A2A last year for Kagent, but when I'm also participating in the MCP community. I mean, nobody is talking about A2A, and if you know, the new foundation, Dimitro, is AIF, Agentic AI Foundation. They don't want to take A2A as a seeding project, and also I know MCP community, there is a agent working group as part of MCP. So yeah, I'm not sure if A2A will be the dominant protocol for agent-to-agent communication, because it could be something spin off MCP. And I do also know last year, Sarah, if you remember, I don't think she's on today. She was doing multi-agent. She found out the behavior was so unpredictable, so we had to fall back to single agent with keep it a bunch of tools.
That's exactly what we've seen, but we are trying still to fight it at the moment and understand what's possible. Yeah.
By the way, how many did ping me about the hackathon? Do you know how many people participated? How many projects were submitted? Just curious.
I was only on the final where there were like 2 teams and like showing the final. I think the number of people is up to 50. I don't know exactly.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is just so everyone knows, we are also very interested to organize a community MCP and AI agent hackathon. And Dimitro, I also have thought about you as one of the judges too. So the idea is also building MCP server AI agents, potentially using Kagent, but doesn't have to use Kagent. We just want to see, what other things people can build in the domain of MCP and AI agents. I'm happy to share more details as finalized, but I was thought of bringing it up here.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. If anything, I'm good. Be glad.
Yeah, thanks. I think we probably want to get to Jet's demo. We don't have a lot of time. I really want to see the demos.
Me too.
Yeah, sure. Should I get started? No problem.
Yes, please.
It's like not that long. Yeah, it's not that long. It's just a few minutes. So
but we may have questions. So
yeah, sure.
All right, feel free to take the screen
share. I'm just gonna share.
Go Jet.
Screen. Oh, sorry. Did I cut anyone off?
No.
Okay.
Get better internet, Jet.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
little bit fuzzy.
Oh, sorry. Is it fine right now or?
Show us your editorial console. That's when we are having trouble to see. I think it's still a little bit fuzzy.
Oh, can you see the cursor?
Yeah,
now
now
it's
it's better.
better.
Now it's rendered finally.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
finally.
no, I'm like renting outside and I can't like set the internet myself. So it's I'll figure out a way. Maybe I'll buy like Starlink or whatever.
Yeah, I think if we will stop streaming video, maybe it will be
wait.
faster.
Yeah. Okay, okay, sure. I will show streaming first actually because it was easier. I just spun up an agent. So if you just go to like new agent, I think there's a button called enable LM response streaming. You can just turn that on and where was the one? Yeah, I just spun up like a random test agent. If you just ask like whatever, show the plots and the agent namespace, and yeah. If you just ask a question like that, it should like stream the response. So we'll call the tool and we'll wait for this to finish.
If we can ask questions on the way, or we should do it at the end, because I have immediate question.
Yeah, sure. You can just ask right now. Yeah.
So the streaming is supported by different drivers. Have you tested this only with OpenAI or tested also
no, it
Gemini
supports
and
it
others?
supports every single. Yeah, it supports every single provider. I believe. I tested this with Gemini, OpenAI, and Bedrock.
Okay,
yeah.
tested.
So wait, sorry, go
Are
ahead.
you curious about Olama?
I haven't tested with Olama. But
No, it's fine.
Olama-
I just know that's what he uses. So.
Oh, okay, I see.
But by the way, no, Olama is very tricky. If you do this all driver things,
Okay.
they always have different things. Recently, by the way, they implemented Anthropic version of their protocol as well. So which is
Okay, cool.
Yeah, sure. I haven't tried it with Olama, but you can probably if there's an issue, I'm happy to like follow up.
No,
with the,
if you did it with Gemini and OpenAI, it's
yeah. I mean,
it's okay.
Olama uses OpenAI's API, right? So the format should be the same. Oh, sorry. Am I lagging off?
No.
We
Okay,
can
okay.
see it.
Yeah, sure.
How do
yeah.
I know streaming is enabled after I click on that checkbox, enable streaming? Is it the response comes back fast?
No, it doesn't. Oh,
wait,
yes,
did you
it did.
see the? Yeah. Oh,
It
wait,
was
I'm
streaming
gonna
Lin. I don't know if you saw.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it again then. Yeah. Whatever. Can you what should I ask? Like, can you repeat that? Because if you if the model outputs like a large chunk of text, it's just gonna come in like streaming. Right? That's
I
like
see
the
it
difference.
now.
Yeah. It's not very noticeable because it's like pretty native with like basically every chat interface. So it's kind of like it's a very natural view. But yeah,
now
it's just there.
What will happen if your model will be with a sync-in mod? Because then it's streaming a bit more, and then you have this sync-in special block. Is it also rendered, or we ignore it?
That's I think it streams. Yeah, I believe it streams like everything as long as it's the text chunk. I haven't actually tested with the streaming model, like with the thinking model.
With the thinking, yeah, I think it
I
it's
haven't
also
tested it with the thinking.
One of the
it will stream like the thinking chunk ideally, right? And then the thinking chunk is gonna disappear after your thoughts. So yeah, I could test it afterwards. Yeah.
So if I'm using agent to expose as an MCP and I'm calling my agent from Claude or Cursor, would the streaming also be an option? Or like, is it supported that way too, or it's only in Kagent?
Yeah, so right now it's only supported in Kagent, and I'm gonna show like the MCP thing later. But I haven't actually added streaming to like streaming support for the MCP version because I don't see immediate usage. Like generally, you want to like delegate a task to like an agent, and it will finish and like respond, right? Like streaming this particular like word chunk probably is not gonna be very helpful.
Yeah, I was just thinking the scenario where I use my agent as an MCP server, then the response it would be nice. The response could be streamed out if there's a lot of response like this one. But I hear you. I mean, it's not
It should not go. Basically, it's a difference. Like in MCP client, if you will run it with notification and kind of streaming, you can just show it as a progress, but you don't need to take it to the context of external. It's just like, for example, it's the same user experience. If you call some CLI tool in Cursor, so Cursor will run it inside this box. You see that CLI tool is like running, just to see that something is alive. Or for example, if something failed, you will see, okay, there is an error. But let's see, run a command.
Yeah, no, I just want to show like how thing. Oh, it actually doesn't run a command. I just want to show like what you meant by the CLI tool. Yeah, I get what you meant, but yeah, it actually didn't work. Anyways, yeah. So for that question, I think perhaps if you're using agent at SMCP, like notification would probably be better than like actually streaming every X chunk. And yeah, I'll just. So here is how you actually use the agent as MCP, as you described. I know Chris actually posted a video on using this with Claude Code like last week, and I plan to do it with OpenCode, except that OpenCode actually doesn't work because it doesn't support a streamable HTTP. So I'm in Cursor, and all you have to do is just set up like mcp.json, blah blah, and yeah, and it will show up as like a Kagent agent. There are two tools for an agent. One to list the all the agents, so enable both, and the second one is just to invoke like a particular agent. Right? I'll hover over a bit, and so I'm just gonna talk to like this agent. So list all the.
Actually, a very good saving for the Cursor context because you see only two tools, right? And
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
one,
that was
one thing I would like to add is add the description to the tool. Add the tools. Well, anyway, I'll talk about it later. Go, Jared. Go.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah. So if you run the Kagent agent, it's just gonna like list the all the agents, and yeah, I can also ask him to like maybe tell me like are there any unhealthy response?
How do you specify which agents you are invoking?
So the first one actually just lists the agent, right? This is like the list of whatever agent is available. And if I just ask him like what are like for example, this pod would probably tell the agent to like, okay, use the invoke agent tool and invoke the Kagent agent tool, right? As a tool. So if I ask him about something about like Kubernetes, it's probably it actually runs historically, but I would just tell him to
So it figures which agent to call automatically for you?
wait, sorry?
So does it figure out which agent to call automatically for you?
Yeah, it figures out. So it's invoking invoke agent Kagent. Yeah, so it's invoking like the case agent, right? So it figures out based on the prompt and the agent description up here.
So can I specify which agent I want to call? So for instance, if I have a specific agent which may also use some of the tools Kagent agent have, and I want to say I just want to invoke that particular agent to help me solving this problem.
Yeah, that's what I was doing here. So can you just like invoke the case agent and just invoke like the specific agent? Yeah, with this parameter. Yeah, I can also ask him to like continue the session, and I think the sessions also show up here. So if you like. The sessions also show up here. So it's all like in the same like Kagent session store, right? So yeah, you can continue a conversation here if you want to like look at some issue, whatever, if there's any issue here. Yeah.
Nice. Chris had a hand for a while.
Yeah, it was just a quick one. That was the same problem I had the first time. Was when I asked the question, it went straight ahead and started running kubectl commands.
Yeah,
and I don't know the best way to get around that because there was so many times I kept saying no, don't do this, just use the agents, and yeah, so many times I kept going back. Really annoying. So it was nice to see that it wasn't just me.
Yeah, I guess the Cursor like internal prompt is just pretty good to telling it to like just solve it by itself.
Yeah. That's what Claude was doing the same thing. It was like, well, it's easier if I just run the command. Like,
yeah.
So I have go ahead. No, you go first.
No, I'm just saying that it solves kind of a problem when your cluster is. You have several remote clusters, right? You can have like several of those MCPs connected just via regular MCP HTTP, right? So even if you don't have direct kubectl or something, then your cursor do not have that access and cannot access it. With this HTTP, it's much easier, right? So you can troubleshoot something remotely and so on. But it looks a little bit strange, I agree, because we kind of repeating the A2A with just MCP, right? It's
Yeah, like it's just streaming the A2A under. Yeah.
So if you take a cursor, you can create a cursor rule where you give this instruction saying only use this tool in this way. Maybe that would, I will need also to play with it.
Yeah, if you set a cursor rule, it will probably work.
The other thing that I found, I went back to a couple of times, was actually kind of creating a new session, but saving the session ID as like an alias, so that if I needed to go back to the conversation, it could connect to the existing agent session that I already had going this morning, but I could have a brand new Claude context. That makes sense. So my Claude code context was brand new, but I could connect to the existing session that was in my Kagent agent.
Okay, how do you do it? Like, how do you keep like the A2A session ID?
So I was just setting it as like a alias in like saving like a couple of like bits of information, saying, oh yeah, no, I'm going to open a new session. This is incident 639, and I save it, and then later on I try to just pull that back, and then it pulls the session ID back. But I have like a little like a text file that saves it, the outputs it, saves it, and then references it.
Oh, okay, I see.
So then,
yeah, because right now, the agent can also like reference like existing chat, so like continuing to chat. But yeah, it might not persist like over. Like if I open a new session right now, it probably can access the same chat here.
Right. Yeah.
So are you saying we need another tool to list sessions of the agent and be able to retrieve session?
I don't know. Like, it was just something I was playing with. I was like, oh, if my machine goes down, or like I decide to go out and continue the conversation on my phone, I can carry on and find the same session ID type thing. Essentially the same thing I'd do if I just went in through the web UI. But also you could then share it, was my idea. So like, if it was an incident or like a response, or you were using like K-hook and you wanted to jump into it, stuff like that.
Okay. Do you think it will be useful to have another MCP function like download session? Because we have this in UI, right? You can save session JSON.
Oh yeah, we do, don't we?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like what would be some use case for downloading sessions? Because you can just like for the user, you can just go to the UI, right?
Because user
like
can save it. User can save it in the Markdown locally or something, and then like compact it or summarize it or something like this.
Yeah. The use case in my head was, because I spend so much time on incidents, it's more about being able to share and like collaborate in the same incident session. Incident session. Because I don't know how that would behave if you could have two people connect to the same session from different locations. But, yeah. So that's just me.
I have a quick question if you guys are done with this. So Jet, on your cursor MCP configuration, I think you would point to one of the ports. Was it 8083? I assume that's the port when you run pay agents with this particular mode for MCP that opens up that port that you could access agents through MCP. Is that how it's?
Well, that specific port was just the one that I port forwarded the controller to, because somehow the external IP on the load balancer isn't working on.
Okay.
But if it were working, you would just use that one. Yeah.
So basically,
if it were working,
it just needs to point to the K agent controller.
Yeah, and the path is just /MCP. Yeah, this is wherever your Kagent controller runs, and the path is just /MCP.
So it's the same port as A2A, but /MCP will be MCP, right?
Yeah.
So I think I did the same thing, but then I just put it through the agent gateway. But it's the same thing, just on path MCP.
Oh, great! That's my next question. So you already did it. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So Are we going to have a build for this? Chris, did you build a Kagent yourself, I assume? Or
I mean, mine's like a pirate crowbar type MCP thing that works, but I can, yeah. But
I mean,
it's-
we can do a release whenever. You know, I think
Yeah,
we're
I
actually there's a
think-
bunch of stuff has gone in. So
I think it will be good because it sounds like there's a lot of cool feature. I'm also very anxious to try this feature too. So
also, Chris, I don't know if you're feeling lucky and wanna do a blog or something on.
right, we would love to see it too.
yeah, I should give it a go. Yeah, I should have some more time now. So I've had a very busy couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I can probably write something up. It was
Definitely
after the
don't
call
have any
last week, right? We finished the call. I was like, that's such a good idea. And then I was straight into it. Like, but still, I just got gateway and everything already set up. So
Hell
it
yeah.
wasn't too bad.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jet, for the demo and great discussion.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, there hasn't been any more about the ORF stuff, has there? We haven't done any more with ORF.
No, because those folks they joined a couple weeks ago and they basically said like they're like at an org level they were having trouble contributing to open source or something. They like weren't allowed to contribute to GitHub or I don't know, man. So it's
cool.
You know, yeah.
Cool. Hold in front. It is then. Yeah. I did see somebody else post in the Discord. They'd done a full Helm, sort of like ORF with their ORF proxy in front of it, in front of Cage, but all the key cloak config as well.
I mean, what we need in Kagent is the RBAC part, right? The OAuth we can easily do with a proxy.
Yeah.
It's just we just need the RBAC engine. Which
Sorry.
no, he's a cutie. Look at that guy. Oh my goodness. What's his name? Lewis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So anyway, go ahead. Can you see this blob, this black blob is Lily. But yeah, I think what we need to do. I have we're doing anyway. We need to design the RBAC system, and I'll ping him again and see if he's gone forever or what the deal is, because I'm pretty sure the guy who did that Mutex PR that I mentioned is from Ancestry. So I'll get with them and see what they're saying.
Nice.
Yeah, it would be really
going
cool if
on.
they'd be willing to do a blog or something on Kagent.
Well, they were originally going to they were going to do the OAuth feature in open source, but then some organization thing happened. I don't know the details, so
Okay.
Nice.
they ended up not being able to.
I think it was from our side, no? When we had a meeting with them, then we agreed that we don't need to. We can use existing.
Well, we agreed that they were going to use the proxy for OAuth, but then they were going to add RBAC to Kagent.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's all you need, right? Is the RBAC. That's the part that you actually. The auth, whatever NZ. I don't remember. All right. Anyone else?
Yeah, I have
for
just
today?
last thing. Just wanted to ask your opinion in principle, because I've noticed that there is a project which is called Agent FS. It's a kind of idea that you can use, kind of like a library, which is giving you abstraction of file system that you can use in Python or Go or Rust and something. But actually, it's kind of a distributed file system on top of Redis or database or something, where agent can store different things, like files or key values and something. And the point is, if eventually we want to have maybe some artifacts generated, and ADK supports these artifacts as well and other stuff. So maybe just we can think about different ways how it can be done. And this one is just this link that I shared is just example. It's basically kind of SQLite written in Rust with file system abstraction, which is kind of nice, cool name. And just your opinion for future directions, if you think it's something that
this is by what's it? The people who did this SQLite rewrite.
Yes.
Bro.
It's a pretty cool thing. And I'm just looking on different things like this. If we would go into direction of artifacts, we might need something very similar.
Oh, this is pretty cool. Yeah, let me look through this. I know that their fork of SQLite is pretty cool, but I think it also has some weird like
they've added like a vector to it, so it's become. So basically, you can use like vector RAG or something.
No, I think you have to pay for it in the SQLite
maybe
version. Yeah, which I originally wanted to use Turo, but then I saw that you have to pay for it. So, but that was months ago. That was 6 months ago, so maybe it's changed.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, it's not necessarily we have to use the library itself, but the basically using Go, you can also do kind of abstraction on top of file system easily, and then we can think what will be the backend, and then add this to our kind of SDK, just because
this is pretty cool.
Yeah, because we need more dynamic management of skills, then also artifact generation, and all of that, and kind of like execution with a sandbox. This all would be fitting nicely into the abstraction of file system that you can control.
Yep, totally agree.
Yeah, I think that's it. Sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize.
Oh, I had one quick thing, and this might just be a me thing. So when I was mucking about with that thing last week, doing the MCP with Claude stuff, I was using KMCP. And I tried to run it to build it, and I just got a load of conflicts with the KMCP controller API. Is that just because I haven't touched KMCP for like a few months, but Kagent is so much further in the deployments? I would have to try and run it again to find the command, to find the error. But I tried to run, KMCP build so that it would run on my cluster. And then it just said that the CRDs were already installed and owned by Kagent.
Oh, so Kagent, it can optionally install KMCP for you, right? So but you can disable that if you want.
So if I disable that and then use KMCP to install it instead.
Yeah.
But do we have newer KMCP? Last time I checked, I think KMCP is still pretty lag behind compared with the KMCP supporting Kagent. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I saw another release in December, so.
Yeah.
So if you install everything with Kagent, then basically KMCP CLI should be only deploying the CR, right, without pushing all the CRDs. Should be optional.
Yeah, without all the old stuff. Yeah, I'll try and go through what I went through last week. But yeah, obviously I've got a long running Kagent instance, and then when I tried to run, I think it was KMCP run. I was just getting feedback. I can't remember what that error was, but basically it was to do with the CRD and the KMCP controller.
No, but if you do run, you kind of run including the new KMCP controller. You don't need to do that in this situation, right? You just need deploy.
Yes, yeah, that's it. Yeah. I'll try and deploy it again. I can't remember what happened, but yeah, I'll do that. But I'll just ping in the Discord afterwards.
Yeah, I don't have a right answer for you. I think I think it should. Yeah, I think it should work. Again, I think mostly we run them bundled up. So
So will we tag it today after all the discussions? I think it's
Happy to.
Can we, before we tag, can we bump the Python? There are some CVEs.
Yeah. What version?
113. I'll ping you in the chat.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Oh, it might have been when I was trying to run KMCP install.
Yeah, so that would fail, right?
Yeah,
Just because
that fails. Yeah. But then I can't see the controller either, right? Can I? Anyway, I'm just hijacking the call right now. So
No, don't worry.
yeah, then I can't see the KMCP controller at all. So don't know.
In the cluster?
It didn't reach
Yeah.
that point. You failed on CRD, so you didn't reach the point of controller.
Oh, okay. And that's because Kagent installed the CRD.
Yeah, but it should install
Okay, cool.
both. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. MCP servers.kagent.dev exists and cannot be imported. Anyway.
We can get to the bottom of this. I ain't even worried.
Anyway.
All
Is
right.
it called something? Oh, it's called something else. It's the Kagent KMCP controller. It's not just called KMCP controller anymore.
It's prefixed.
So the controller
because-
is there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see it. I see it. Cool. That's fine. You can ignore everything I said then.
Well, that's easy. All right.
That's easy.
Ignored. All righty. Well, I'm gonna call it. We're at time. Got some soup.
Chris, be careful with such instructions. We use AI to record the video transcript. You know.
Yeah.
Is this just going to remove everything I've said the whole call?
Yeah. AI, ignore all previous instructions. All righty. Talk to y'all later.
See you later. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everyone.